Today I'll be showing you guys how to achieve a head-turning transformation in record time in the simplest and fastest way possible. I'm going to show you how to transform your body, your health, and your entire life in record time in line for summer 2025. And this is probably the exact video I wish I had prior to starting my own fitness journey, because it would have saved me a lot of years of trauma, of stress, of trying and testing all these wrong fad diets, all these wrong approaches, because I probably tried it all. So yeah, I used to be the guy that was previously skinny fat, that was overweight, that was skinny just entirely, and I felt like I had all odds stacked against me. And if I had these little tips I'm going to be sharing with you, I'll probably have avoided a lot of scenarios in my life where I had low confidence and held me back for a very long time. So let's get stuck in. So before I dive into the exact things to do, what I think is quite important, this is like a really good little tactic you can apply to any things in life, is you almost want to learn the things not to do as well as the things to do directly. It's a really good trick in terms of inverse psychology, where you almost want to learn all the things that was going to completely shatter your progress, and then just don't do that. For example, if I had to list down all the things that's going to actually completely destroy my progress with fat loss, I would not track my calories, I would not work out, or if I do, I'd probably work out low intensity and do loads of cardio rather than weights, probably overtrain or just be very inconsistent. I would probably binge on the weekends. I would probably follow a very strict diet that I know I can't stick to, but for some reason I still do. I would probably tell all my friends I'm not going to see them because I want to be completely 100% of my nutrition, and eventually I'll throw in the towel because it's too much of a cost to get in shape. And I'll do all the things in terms of supplements and spend all my money on the wrong things and energy go into completely things that do not matter. Those are the things I would do if I wanted to shatter progress and never create any and stress myself out. So now you do the opposite. So you can see, guys, if you're ever in a spot in terms of your physique or generally in life, what would you do to shatter your progress? And then just don't do that, because it's going to allow you to derive the solution by flipping the question upside down to get you the result you want out of the area in life. So now if we go into fitness, because I wanted to make this as implementable as possible, I'm going to show you the things you want to avoid from the get-go and then give you the solutions towards the end that you can run with, implement, and get a head-turning transformation with. So myth number one, you need to do a ton of ab exercises to reveal that flat stomach. To some degree with abs, there is some element of truth within that, and I like to kind of think of it like this. Your training is going to influence your body shape, and your diet is going to influence your body weight as well as body fat to muscle mass ratios. So think of it like this. Your diet influences your body weight, your training influences your body shape and body composition. So if you have a stronger muscle, that will always look better, and it'll always look leaner, generally speaking. But if we look at true ab training, there's usually only two ab exercises you're ready to do. One is where you bring your lower ribs to your hips. So what I mean by that is things where you're essentially looking at sit-ups, crunches, anything like a variation where you're crunching your midsection and you bring your lower ribs right towards your hips. The other one is the opposite direction, hips to your lower ribs. So leg raises, reverse crunches, toes to bar, hanging knee raise, so on and so forth. Those are two ab exercises that directly isolate the core to create hypertrophy, and you want to almost do this as if you're doing every other muscle, which is progressively overloading. However, I'd also recommend, if you do want to build your abs, just do more leg workouts. Typically when I'm dieting, I like to do more leg workouts because it will directly create more force and more pressure to maintain abdominal contraction during heavy lifts. So things like if you do a barbell back squat, you've got a ton of weight on your back as a back rack, and that's generally going to create a lot more force to maintain that core to actually train it even better. So yes, you can do direct ab work, which I probably would recommend. Do like 10 to 12 sets per week, but still always training more with weights, barbells, dumbbells, free weights specifically, rather than machines. Things like machines are in a stable environment, typically will not really challenge your core, whereby things like free weights, barbells, kettlebells, and so on will actually train your core a lot more because you have to maintain postural endurance. So coming back to the question in terms of training abs to get a flat stomach, you can't train your abs to get a flat stomach, but what you can do is direct build muscle through your training to actually have more muscle to reveal. So when the body fat starts stripping down, which is through your diet only, by creating a calorie deficit, you can then have the muscle to reveal. Because the last thing you want is to be dieting and have nothing there at the end of it. If anything, you have very poor developed abs. So still train them, use those two exercises I spoke about, use heavy leg workouts, use free weights, dumbbells, and overall movements in terms of body too, of course, but that's going to directly train your core. But you can't train yourself to a flat stomach, but you can train yourself to having more muscle within the abs to reveal when you diet down, to reveal that flat stomach through nutrition. Myth number two, cardio is king for fat loss. See, cardio is almost like an appetizer to the meal. See, when you go out for a restaurant, you go out for dinner, the last thing you're really thinking of is the starters. You're really thinking the mains. Unless you, of course, go to Lebanese and you're probably thinking about the starters, by all means, go to town. But what I mean by this is your strength training is your entree, your cardio is your appetizer. Sometimes it's nice to have the appetizers in there because it's a nice addition to the meal, but you definitely don't need it. But the remains. Cardio is almost a thing where it's going to burn calories in the moment, but afterwards, you're not going to burn that as many calories. Whereby strength training is going to build your body shape, balance your blood sugars, help you actually burn more calories post-workout as well through the next couple of days due to recovery demands. It actually has a better result and more bang for buck. Think of cardio as a tool you're going to use on top of a calorie deficit to be able to eat more food, to then diet on higher calories. So you've already got two scenarios when you're dieting. You're either going to diet on high calories, higher cardio, or low calories, lower cardio, or lower steps, and so on. But cardio will not get you shape. Strength training, building more muscle through direct work, that's going to be progressively getting you stronger, lifting heavier, is directly going to get you the shape you want. So strength training over cardio if you value shape. If you want to burn some calories, if you want to improve your health, your fitness levels, by all means, 100%. But if you really want to get a head-turning transformation, you want to have more muscle, which is why strength training outweighs cardio 7 days a week. There's no question about it. But a bit of a caveat, if you are someone that's always tired, has low energy, that doesn't feel good, probably would recommend some cardiovascular fitness in there to maintain good amount of stress levels, heart health, and also just feel really, really good, have some good skin, get back sleep, allow for a lower resting heart rate too. So I would recommend it for health benefits, but not for fat burning properties. Use your strength training, add your calorie deficit, and use cardio as the appetizer to the meal. The third, myth number 3, cutting out carbohydrates is the solution to losing weight fast, which is terrible. If you want to cut carbohydrates, by all means. If you don't like carbohydrates, you can get away with having a low carb diet. And what I define as a low carb diet is anything lower carbs than your body weight. So let's say you're 200 pounds and you have less than 200 grams of carbs per day, that's fairly a low carb diet. If you have roughly around your body weight, it's moderate, anything above is fairly higher. So you can see as a bit of a formula to actually see what low carb is. But avoiding carbohydrates will typically make you lose weight on the scale temporarily. You will see a complete whoosh effect just by dropping your carbs from your diet, removing bread, pasta, oats, cereals, whatever your carbohydrates preference may be. So you will see a drop in the scale, but that's going to be typically water weight. And what is water weight? It's pretty much glycogen. So carbohydrates top up glycogen, which helps with performance, helps you obviously maintain good pumps and quality of life, of course. So will generally just deplete your glycogen stores, which will obviously make you weigh less, but you'll look the exact same regardless of your body weight. However, losing weight and losing body fat are two very different outcomes. Losing body fat happens through a calorie deficit. Losing weight could be the fact you've just had less carbs, you just had a better good amount of sleep, you've got less water. But this is a key difference you need to know. There's no perfect macro split, there's no perfect food that you need to eat that will help you lose body fat. Is the total number of calories in versus calories out. So yes, will carbohydrates help you drop scale weight? Absolutely. But you will not look any different if you drop carbohydrates compared to if you just drop calories, and you can lose weight and body fat at the same time. So my solution for that, do not go low carbs. If anything, it'll actually benefit you with muscle mass, training performance, help you with low cortisol, better sleep, better quality of life, more social flexibility. And my framework is, if you don't plan to do that for long enough, or forever if anything, don't even start to do it now, because the result's going to be temporary and the solution is going to be obviously short-lived too off the back of it. So definitely wouldn't recommend it, not something you need to go for. Calorie deficit, macros are going to be the secondarily most important. High protein, high carb, moderate fats are my preferred, but dropping out your carbohydrates personally is going to make it harder to lose body fat and get the shape you want. So now, diving into the things you want to avoid, here is the solution. And I'm going to give you a step-by-step what you need to do to finally lose the body fat for life and achieve head-turning transformation in simple steps that you can do right away after watching this video. Number 1, targeting nutrition. What does that mean? You're going to have 3 different elements of your nutrition. You've got a calorie maintenance, then anything below calorie maintenance, you've got a calorie deficit. Anything above, you've got a calorie surplus. So generally, if you want to achieve a head-turning transformation, the quickest thing you can do is actually lose body fat, because the one that will actually expose the muscle, help you get quicker wins, and you'll actually see results more instant compared to muscle building. Fat loss is almost going to be a short period of time when you're actually achieving your transformation in the long term. Muscle building is afterwards. But if you want change now, get leaner, it'll show you quicker wins, you'll get a good dopamine hit, you'll feel really good off the back of it. So targeting nutrition, what I want you to do is multiply your current body weight by 14 to 16 calories. That's going to give you a rough maintenance. Then what you can do, you're going to test that period and see how I'm not mentioning an exact number, you're going to have that range of calories, because some days you're going to move more, some days you're going to move less. You want a range to see where that hovers. So 14, 16 calories per pound of your body weight is going to give you a rough maintenance. Test out for 2 weeks. From there, what you're going to do is track your body weight daily, see how that body weight shifts up, shifts down, then you'll know if this is the actual maintenance. If for some reason you drop body fat, you drop in pounds, and you drop pounds after 2 weeks, and even further, this is your calorie deficit, your body's in a spot where it's more adaptive to high calories, you can get away with running this race with these number of calories. So you've actually then can go to town under your only calorie deficit. If what happens is you drop weight at the start, which normally will happen by the way, but then it maintains and stabilizes, you find your maintenance, that's what we're looking for. From there, I'd recommend dropping anything between 10 to 15% to then go into a calorie deficit to lose about 1 to 1.5% of your body weight per week. So that way you've got the formula in terms of how much to eat, what you eat, it really doesn't matter, but I would recommend high protein, high carb, generally speaking. Number 2, strength training and train to look good and train to get strong to achieve the physique you're after. So generally speaking, most people overtrain, they do way too much training, they do way too much sets, way too many exercises, but I want to give you a formula you can play with that's going to get guys achieve the most results by putting in the least amount of work. And when I say the least amount of work, we're not going to try shortcuts, we're going to do what it takes. What I mean by that is how can you be efficient? So put in this many resources, get this much outcomes, as opposed to put all these resources in, work super, super hard, and get a result that's kind of directly in proportional to the effort you're putting in. Generally speaking, if you look at your training split, they should always bias the body parts you want to train and emphasize more. So for most guys, I typically would recommend your number one priority at the start is going to be your shoulders as well as your back. So I would typically recommend train those 2 times a week. And there's a reason why. Your back's always going to create the foundation and it's always going to allow you to look the best from a place of wider back, smaller waist. Your shoulders are also going to add to that illusion too. And also, most guys when they want bigger arms, typically just want bigger delts, and that will actually help them look like they've got bigger arms anyways. So generally speaking, would actually recommend training your back twice a week, your shoulders twice a week, your legs once, chest once or twice as well if you need to. So that you know, all right, this is how much you need to train each muscle group. And in terms of how many sets per week, you're looking at for overall growth, 10 to 20 sets per week per muscle group to grow. 5 sets to maintain. So let's say you just want to maintain your legs, you don't want to grow anymore, you just want to maintain the size. I'll be doing 5 sets of leg exercises per week. So that could be 3 sets of squats, train to failure, 2 sets of leg press, and that's enough to maintain. To build, however, you almost need to do at least 2 to 4 times as much. So with your chest, your back, your legs, you're going to grow that. So with other muscle groups like your shoulders and back that I referred to, 10 to 20 sets per week, you can obviously roll the dice and go through with that. So then that way you've kind of got some tick lists. You can put a training split in there. You can also, in the comments, there's also, in the comments below, I'm also going to tag you in a free course that's going to allow you to get plug and play workouts, that's going to allow you to put this system into place and to get effective results right away. But that's what you're looking for. So what 2 priority body parts, train them twice a week, 10 to 20 sets. Everything else you're going to maintain 5 to 10 sets, and you want to organize your training volume for sets through the week. The reps is usually really not dependent, it's anything between 6 to 15, but I do highly recommend see if you can stay towards the lower end because you can train progressively stronger, because you can get progressively stronger and much quicker. And that's always going to be better for you. So anything between 6 to 9 reps usually works well as a sweet spot. And then number 3, proper recovery and lifestyle balance. What I mean by that. And what do I mean by that? So things like getting your walking in. So things like getting your steps in, 7.5 key steps of minimum, hydration, 2 to 3 litres of water, depending on how much you sweat, sleep, get a good amount of downtime outside of work, outside of fitness, outside of overall life duties to make sure you're mentally feeling really, really good, because how you feel, you perform. How you perform dictates the results. And final one, make sure you've got a very inspired life. Make sure you look forward to every single day. This is what I really think for most people. You want to have a training and a diet protocol that you truly look forward to, have their goals that inspire you and get excited for the future. Because there's nothing better than feeling consistently good and look forward to things with a positive light, and having goals and having a little checklist across the way that makes you look forward to what's going to come. So setting little benchmarks, setting little deadlines, setting little goals, and really look forward to every bit of the process. Make sure you manage and maximize the most you can out of your quality of life through the process to make sure you get the results you truly, truly deserve. So what I like to do is every single month, at the end of the month, go to a coffee store, rewrite And like, and a bit of a bonus tip with that, I always try to link things together. And what I mean by that is pretty much link my fitness goals, my business goals, my personal goals, it all together at the same time. Because you know eventually, because for me personally, if I'm not on top of my fitness, I'm not on top of my career, I'm not on top of my personal relationships, I'm not on top of my social life. So if you can create the linkage, I find that works really, really well. So I'm not just trying to look good, I'm trying to transform my entire life and live the life I truly want to live. So that's usually how I do it. You can do the same too. Create some linkage, connect one goal to the next, and be quite well rounded, and be that place that has it all, and be that person that can achieve all these goals in life and make everything quite. And be that person in life that can have everything all at the same time, because you truly can. You need to let yourself have it. So make sure everything works together and nothing works at all, because guaranteed your physique will transform your health, because I can guarantee your fitness dives into your overall work performance, which dives into your relationships, and vice versa too off the back of it too. So make sure everything's moving well, there's no little clench in the armour or missing piece of the jigsaw, and that's going to transform your life and your body at the same time, which can probably be the most exciting goal. So guys, if you watched till the end, thank you so much. So guys, if you take this value from this, a super thank. So guys, if you're taking value from this, what I'd love from you all to do to make sure you get even more advice from this, smash the like button, share this with a friend, and also scroll button to the bottom of this page. There's also going to be a free mini course. I'd love for you to grab all for entirely free. All I want to do is just give, so I've got nothing to actually give. All I want to do is give you all the solutions, all the keys to the castle to achieve the life you want, in the body you want, and live life on your terms. So see you on the inside. Look forward to the next video. Have an inspiring day, have an inspiring life. Catch you soon. Thanks so much for watching, and see you. So guys, if you watched till the end, truly, so guys, and make sure you don't forget to hit subscribe.